Dear learners, in this lecture, we are completing the historical development of environmental education. We have discussed initial stages of the development of environmental education in part 1 of this lecture. This is part 2 of historical development of environmental education. We will discuss both the global and the Indian context of development of environmental education. The details of the contents are: first, we will take the recap where we ended part 1, and second, the Supreme Court directives 1991. Then we will take up Rio Earth Summit and Agenda 21. Then we will take up NCFSE, Supreme Court Directive 2004, NCTE 2004, Green Teacher Program, UN Decade of ESD, World Summit, Rio Plus 20, UN Conference on SD 2012, recent developments in environmental education, India and global, both parts, Sustainable Development Goals and environmental education. Then we will discuss NEP 2020 and Incheon Declaration 2015 and Education 2030, and we will then conclude the part 1 and part 2 of this series of lectures. So let us have a recap. We have discussed in part 1 the historic development of environmental education from 1993 along with 1972, 75, 77, 87 and 1992 and early Indian context including Chipko movement. By 1991, the Supreme Court of India directed UGC to notify all universities to introduce environmental education as a compulsory course of study, marking a historic legislative turning point for environmental education in India. The 1992 Rio Earth Summit produced Agenda 21, Chapter 31 of which declared education critical for sustainable development, setting the global agenda for environmental education into the 21st century. Post 1991, the focus of environmental education shifted from awareness campaigns to formal curriculum integration, policy mandates, teachers training, and community level action. The part 2 picks up from 1991 and traces developments through Indian policy, Supreme Court orders, UNESCO global programs, and the Education for Sustainable Development decade. The key themes of part 2 of my lecture includes formal curriculum integration, teacher education programs, grassroots movements, global ESD frameworks, and India's evolving environmental education policy landscape. The ultimate goal remains every citizen must think globally and act locally for a sustainable and livable future for all generations. The Supreme Court directives on environmental education in 1991 says that universities in India should introduce environmental education as a compulsory course of study. This was a landmark directive. For the first time, environmental education became a legally mandated compulsory course in all Indian universities. The directive recognized that environmental degradation could not be addressed without educating the next generation of citizens and professionals. So, quality of environmental education in schools greatly depends upon the quality of educators, their knowledge, experience, skills, motivation, and attitude towards the environment as well as the values of environment. So, teachers must be role models for bringing about desirable changes in the behavior of students. The Rio Earth Summit was a historical landmark in the movement of environmental education, specifically in Agenda 21, which has been mentioned under Chapter 36. The global context includes identification of three program areas: reorienting education towards sustainable development, increasing public awareness, and promoting training. So, in the Agenda 21 of Chapter 36, it has been mentioned that education is critical for promoting sustainable development and improving the capacity of the people to address environment and development issues. So, the agenda stressed that formal education at all levels should deal with the environment and development as a integrated interdisciplinary subject, not a separate discipline. Chapter 40 of the Agenda 21 emphasized education as a primary tool for capacity building. Without ESD, humankind cannot achieve a sustainable future. The Rio Declaration established 27 principles for sustainable development, and in these 27 principles, the Principle 10 emphasized public participation and access to information. It led to formation of the Commission on Sustainable Development under the UN to monitor and guide implementation of Agenda 21. Both natural and man-made environments are essential to human well-being. The right to life itself demands environmental protection. So it was the Rio legacy that it permanently linked education, environment, and development, creating the framework that shaped all subsequent global environmental education policies. Second landmark in India is NCFSC 2000. The National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2000 highlighted environmental education as an urgent and essential need at primary, secondary, and senior secondary levels across India. It emphasized that environmental education should not be taught as a separate or isolated subject. Rather, it must be integrated across all disciplines to reflect the interdisciplinary nature of environmental issues. Called for development of environmental sensitivity, values, and action competence in students, not merely knowledge transmission. It stressed the importance of local environment as a starting point for environmental education, and it mentioned that learning should connect students to their immediate surroundings before expanding to regional and global issues. It recommended that place-based education should be there, field visits, nature walks, conservation projects, and community engagement as core components were taken in environmental education. The NCFSE emphasized the need for trained teachers who are environmentally literate, who are value driven, and are skilled in participatory teaching methods. It laid the groundwork for the more comprehensive National Curriculum Framework 2005, which further strengthened environmental education integration across all subjects and grade levels. The NCFSE 2000, along with the Supreme Court Directives 1991 and 2004, created a three-pronged institutional framework for environmental education in India: curriculum, codes, and teacher education. The Supreme Court Directives on Environmental Education 2004 directed all states and educational agencies to introduce environmental studies as a compulsory subject in all classes in schools up to higher secondary level, a landmark moment for environmental education in India. It emphasized quality of environmental education in schools, and it said that the quality of environmental education in schools greatly depends upon the quality of educators, their knowledge, experience, skills, motivation, attitude, and values. The directive made environmental education legally binding across the entire school system from class 1 to class 12th. Schools were required to integrate environmental education not as a stand-alone subject only, but infused across disciplines, science, social studies, languages, and mathematics. As a result, NCRT revised all textbooks at all levels to incorporate environmental themes, values, and action-based learning. NCTE 2004 and Green Teacher Program 2005 are two landmarks in the history of development of environmental education in India. NCTE 2004 has emphasized teacher education and environmental education. National Council for Teacher Education (NCTE) discussion document on teacher education 2004 has emphasized inclusion of environmental education in both pre-service and in-service teacher training programs. It has felt that insufficient teacher preparation is a key factor in the weakness of environmental education efforts, and it was also observed by UNESCO 1997. NCTE therefore called for environmental education to be a core component, not an optional addition of every teacher education curriculum in India. So, it said and emphasized that teachers must model environmental values. What we want to achieve emotionally in our students should already be present in their teachers. The Green Teacher Program 2005 was another initiative taken by the Government of India. It was jointly launched by Center for Environmental Education CEE Ahmedabad and Commonwealth of Learning Canada, a one-year diploma for teachers through distance mode. It launched under National Policy on Education 1986 and Supreme Court ruling 2003 aimed at developing knowledge, skills and ideas pertaining to environment in practicing teachers. The program philosophy is that a teacher who is aware, skilled and committed to environmental education will produce environmentally literate students and future citizens. It is a part of a global vision, the Green Educator Network, a global forum to bring together environment educators across the world to share and discuss various aspects of environmental education. Another initiatives that can be taken as a landmark is Green Schools Program, CSE, and recent initiatives. In Indian context, we can see the Green School Program, CSE, Center for Science and Environment, New Delhi. In this, students audit school environment practices, water, energy, land, air, waste, etc. Teachers act as facilitators using the Green Schools Program manual. In Green Educators Network, we find that it is a global forum launched to bring together environment educators across the world to share and discuss various aspects of environmental education. So it is a vision of a global environmental education community. NCTE 2004 Teacher Education discussion document emphasized inclusion of environmental education in pre-service and in-service teacher training. Insufficient teacher preparation was identified as a key factor in weakness of environmental education. Then Green Teacher Program 2005. The CEE Ahmedabad along with COL Canada, they initiated a one-year diploma for teachers through distance education It was launched under NPE 1986 and Supreme Court ruling 2003 to develop environmental education, knowledge, skills, and ideas in practicing teachers. UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development, that is from 2005 to 2014, is a historical landmark in the development of environmental education. In the global context, in 2002, the UN General Assembly declared the UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development, recognizing that education alone can create a sustainable future. UNESCO officially promoted the decade from 2005, mobilizing international education resources to create a sustainable future with 5 core principles. The overall goal of the UNDESD was to integrate the principles, values, and practices of sustainable development into the education and learning dimensions at all levels. Education for sustainable development encompasses environmental, social, and economic sustainability, each inseparable from the others. The decade resulted in mainstreaming ESD in national curricula across 193 member states. UNESCO developed the Global Action Programme as its successor framework. The ESD emphasizes respect for the dignity and human rights of all, intergenerational responsibility, care for diversity of life, and respect for cultural diversity and indigenous knowledge system. Then we come to the Johannesburg 2002 and Rio +20 2012. Again, it is in global context. There was a World Summit on Sustainable Development in Johannesburg in 2002. It was hosted by South Africa, and the World Sustainable Development Summit was there. Organizers invited partner organizations to resolve the issue of protecting the environment, narrowing the gap between rich and poor, and protecting the human life environment. The summit reaffirmed Agenda 21 commitments and led to the UN General Assembly declaring the UN Decade of ESD between 2005 to 2014. So this duration from 2005 to 2014 was declared as UN Decade of Environmental and Sustainable Development. Rio 20 and UN Conference on Sustainable Development was commenced in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. United Nations returned to Rio de Janeiro to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the 1992 Earth Summit. The conference took green economy as its theme. So, after 20 years of the first Earth Summit in 1972, it was in 1992 that the conference took green economy as its theme. It was aimed to eradicate poverty and promote global development through promoting a green economy by establishing relevant mechanisms and organizations. In 2014, the UN called for mainstreaming sustainable development education at the World Conference on Sustainable Development Education in Nagoya, Japan. UNESCO launched the Global Action Programme on ESD GAP. In May 2015, the World Education Forum held in Ikyeon, Republic of Korea, adopted the Ikyeon Declaration on Education 2030, planning to implement inclusive, equitable, quality education and lifelong learning for all SDG 4 goals. The Global Education Monitoring Report was established to track the progress on education goals worldwide. Now, the recent developments in environmental education in India and globe, we can Trace. In 2005, the Green Teacher Program. It was held in Ahmedabad by CEE, and the Supreme Court ruling 2003 came to aiming at developing knowledge, skills, and ideas pertaining to environment. Then there are green school programs, the Green Educators Network, and NCTE 2004 Teacher Education Program in India. Sustainable Development Goals and environmental education is another landmark in the history of development of environmental education. In the global context, the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development came out with 17 SDG goals adopted in 2015. Under these, the important goals which are directly related to environmental education are SDG 4, SDG 13, SDG 15. In SDG 4, quality education was emphasized, and it was there to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. The target 4.7 specifically mandates that all learners acquire knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including environmental education. Then in SDG 13, climate action was mentioned and education was identified as a critical tool for climate change mitigation and adaptation. Environmental education equips citizens to respond to the climate crisis. Under SDG Goal 15, emphasis was given on life on land. In order to protect the ecosystems, forests, and biodiversity goals that can only be achieved through a citizenry educated in environmental values and action, this goal was emphasized. So the main emphasis under SDG 15 was on life on land. UNESCO's Global Action Program on ESD and its successor, the ESD for 2030 framework, aligned all educational efforts with the SDGs. The 2030 Global Education Agenda adopted by UNESCO uses the SDGs to strengthen the Global Action Follow-up Program on ESD GAP 2030. Incheon Declaration 2015 and Education 2030 Framework. Again, in the global context, it was highlighted that ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. World Education Forum held in Incheon, Republic of Korea in May 2015 adopted the Incheon Declaration on Education 2030, the most comprehensive education agenda ever. The declaration planned to implement by 2030 education, ensuring inclusive and fair quality education and providing lifelong learning opportunities directly linking to environmental education and ESD. The Global Education Monitoring GEM report was established to monitor progress on all education goals, including ESD targets. Incheon Declaration 2015 and Education 2030 framework also declared on research in ESD 2019, and in response to the demands for education research on sustainable development in 2030, it should bring together international scholars to set the research agenda for ESD. By 2019, international scholars, including experts from National Taiwan Normal University, Monash University, NAAEE, and the Global Environmental Education Partnership, discussed and issued the Singapore Declaration. The content of education for sustainable development encompasses a humanistic education and development concept, sharing responsibilities and obligations with human rights, dignity, social justice, tolerance, protection, culture, language, and ethnic diversity. So, Education 2030 recognizes that environmental education is not complete without social justice, without cultural sensitivity, and without democratic participation. So, it is a truly holistic vision of environmental citizenship. NEP 2020 key provisions on environmental education are that it shifted focus from content based learning to skill based learning. Educators are actively encouraged to integrate hands on pedagogy for engagement with real world environmental challenges. School curricula are enriched with ecological principles, resource management, and sustainable practices. The policy aims to equip students with knowledge and skills to become conscientious guardians of the planet. It lays the foundation for an environmentally conscious and sustainable future. The integrative approach embedding environmental education across disciplines surpasses the impact of introducing environmental education as a standalone subject. Now, we take up all the points in concluding, and we can say that if we conclude this lecture, we will trace back to 1991 Supreme Court, India, and the declaration of UGC, which directs to introduce environmental education as a compulsory course, then Rio Earth Summit 1992, NCFSE 2000, then again Supreme Court Order of 2004, NCTE 2004 and Green Teacher Program of 2005, then UN Decade of ESD between 2005 to 2014, and Rio Plus 20 2012 Declaration, Nagoya 2014 Conference, Incheon Declaration of 2015. A continuous global commitment was there to ESD as the foundation of a sustainable future. The Sustainable Development Goals 2015 were again very important and a historical landmark, and under SDG 4.7 the mandate was that environmental education for all learners worldwide should make environmental education a legally and politically backed global priority. Environmental education must be taught from primary to university level, and every educator must be a green educator. Every school must be a green school. These are the references. Thank you very much, and I end here. I wish you all the best for your future, and I wish you all become a green learner, a green educator, and a green future citizens. Thank you so much.